What a great barbecue last Sunday for Lag BaOmer. So many people involved, organizing, details, planning. But there was one element that we could not control, we couldn't plan for. That was the weather. In past years, we've had great weather, but this year there was some rain on the forecast. And I heard the Nashim Tzidkanios were setting the tables and davening that the rain should hold off. And it did, until 6:30. And, in past years, when the rain didn't fall at all, people stayed and stayed and stayed. And then when they were really, really tired and had to leave, they left. And so we were left at 7:30, 8 o'clock with almost no one there and a big mess to clean up. And this year the rain came just at 6:30, 2.5 hours, and people were kind of tired, ready to go. And the rain was like a clear signal. Okay, we have to clean up now. And everyone who was there, which was still lots of people, packed up, cleaned up the tables, everything, chick-chock, and we were done. The rain came just at the right time, like the pasuk says in this parasha, "V'nosati gishmeichem b'itam." The rain came just at the right time. But we also are experiencing other psukim, less rosy psukim in this week's parasha. V'shavarti es gaon uzchem, I will shatter the pride of your strength, the aura of invincibility of the Israeli army in the modern era. Shattered. Still, the hostages haven't been recovered, throwing everything they can at it. We talk about living in security in times of peace. Vishavtem levetach ba'artzachem. The question is, pasuk says, "Vishavtem levetach ba'artzachem," you will live in security in your land, and then immediately after that it says, "V'nosati shalom ba'aretz," I'll put peace in the land. Isn't that the same thing? And why the change from Artzachem in the first pasuk to Eretz in the second? Explains the Ohr HaChaim HaKadosh. You could have security in your land, and where you are, it's safe, which is, I think, how Jews feel in most of Eretz Yisrael, most of Chutz La'aretz. Feel safe, Baruch Hashem, secure. But if there is war anywhere, there is no peace anywhere. There's no shalom if there's war over there. War over there reverberates. We read about the news. There's an anxiety. What's happening? What's happening? Could it spread? And you see with the protests, it rocks civilization, creates these fault lines of agitation and unrest across the world. That's why it says after that, "V'nosati shalom ba'aretz." It's not enough to have in your land where you're living, there's vetach. There has to be shalom all across the Aretz. Because if there's not shalom anywhere, then there isn't shalom where you are. And only then, ushchavtim ben machar, can you sleep without fear, without any concerns, without any worries. Like the vision of the Messianic era, L'yisa goy el goy cher v'liyamudu ed milchama, no more war. We should all be zocha to merit to see those days b'mher b'yameinu amen. But we just benched the Chodesh Sivan, to prepare for Kabbalah Satorah. So let's go back to the beginning of the parasha. The pasuk says, "Im Bechukosai telechu," if you will walk in my ways. Now, chok is a word that never appears with the verb halicha. A chok is a law, etched in stone. Chakuk, it's carved. You have to do it. You might not understand the reason, but you have to do it. So the verbs associated with chok are shmartem es chukosai, v'asisim, you have to keep them, you have to do them. What is this halicha, walking? The Mefarshim bring, Kliyok or Ohr HaChaim, they bring the pasuk in Tehillim and the medrash on that pasuk. The pasuk says, Kuf Yates, David HaMelech wrote, Chishavti derachai, I thought about my ways. Ve'oshiva raglai alei dosecha, and my feet return to your Torah, to your testimonies. What does that mean? Human beings are creatures of habit. On a regular day, a work day, we know what to do. We get up, we go to shul, we have a chavrusa, we go to the work, we come home. We have a routine, we have a schedule. I bet, now this past Sunday, you knew what to do, you had the barbecue, the shul event. But I bet on most Sundays, many of us here spend some part of the day with our hand on our head scratching and saying, what should I do now? I could do this, I could do that, I could take a rest, I could go over there, I could help that one, or I could just do something on my own. Not sure what to do. David HaMelech was a king with unlimited freedom, unlimited resources. He could do whatever he wanted all the time. Chishavti derachai. I thought about my ways. What should I do? I could go here, I could go there. And you know what happens? My feet, of their own accord, walk to the Beis Medrash, walk to shul. Because that is my habit. My habit is to go there. And so in times of uncertainty, we revert to our habits. And that is why we place such emphasis on kvius itim la Torah. Not just learning Torah, keeping the mitzvahs, but kvius itim, having set times. Because when you have set times carved into your habits, chok v'lo yavor, this is a law. I don't pass it. I have a chavrus at 4 o'clock. I have a chavrus at 8 o'clock. I have a seder at 8:15. And I don't veer from it. And no matter what else is going on, it is now second nature to me. It is ingrained to go. That's halicha. That's walking. Walking is second nature. It's not something you think about doing. It's automatic. And Bechukosai telechu means if the Torah becomes chok, it becomes etched. The habits of kfisitim are etched so that it's halicha. It's just your feet are just taking you there, like David HaMelech. Then v'nosati gishmeichem be'itam. You're kovea itim for the Torah min hashamayim. I'm kovea itim for the geshem min hashamayim. As I said, the Kli Yakar. And we all face times of uncertainty, times of upheaval. And what's going to keep us anchored, like we read in the pasuk in the Haftarah today, Eitz shasal al palgei mayim, to be a tree planted with deep roots on the banks of a river. That's to have a b'chukosai telechu, to have etched, ingrained into your habits, the kvius itim, day in and day out. And then Hashem responds in kind. If you make that your second nature, I give you nature reliably, dependably, the bounty, so that you can do more of that. So as we think about preparing ourselves for Kabbalah Satorah, one specific thing we can do is figure out, are we being kovea itim? If not, if we are, we have to strengthen it. You don't cancel it. You have a time, you make a time, set a time, and keep it. Chok v'lo yavor. And then Hashem will respond in kind. We're having on Shavuos night, in Mirz Hashem, we hope to have a chavrusa program that night. Come then. Who knows? Maybe that chavrusa will be great, and after the end of the night, we'll say, let's do this one night a week. Let's do this one morning a week. When we all are kovea itim for ourselves, Hashem will respond, and with the shefa, bracha, v'atzlacha, v'nasati gishmeichem be'itam, bring shalom ba'aretz, the coming of Mashiach, geula shleima, meher v'meinu amen.